Alright, Sunshines, today's YouTube video is sponsored by Lounge Underwear. Longtime sponsors, I've been working with them for literally years, I think now. I love their stuff. I wear a lot of their stuff. They are doing a Black Friday sale. It's gonna start November 14th at 7 p.m. British time, which is 11 a.m. Pacific time, I believe. Shop while stock lasts. There's not a specific end date in mind, but the sale does start November 14th, up to 70% off on the sale. The new collections will not be included, but I believe everything that I'm showing you will be, which is very exciting. So without further ado, let's jump into some of the hot pieces that I wanted to feature for you guys. I chose a lot of navy things. I thought they were nice for this season, you know. Navy seems more like fall, winter, more moody vibes. So we have a lot of navy pieces. First piece that I'm going to share with you. First, we have the floor, balcony, and thong set. I'm wearing a 32B in all the bras. The bottoms, I think I have a couple different sizes, but mostly extra small. These ones that I'm wearing here are small, not extra small. These ones have a little less elasticity to them. Very comfortable, very pretty, but a little less elastic, so I sized up on these. We have the mesh front, floral detailing. I also really like the rib detailing on the bands. I like the attention to detail. I like how these hold the chest up. I think fits really nice. And I love the color. It's pretty. This is more of a springtime color, but big fan nonetheless. Look at these little bows on the back. So cute. All right, next set we have the Blossom Balcony Bra. This is one of the navy sets that I showed you. So it has a nice mesh top, 32B in the top. It comes in, let's see, 30A through 38G. So lots of size options there. Then we have the thong for the bottoms. Thank you, Ruby. Ruby has a weird thing where she likes to chew on my lingerie bands. And it's just not my favorite quality. It's not my favorite. I really like how high-waisted the lounge underwear is. I feel that it really gives me like the hip ratio I'm looking for, as opposed to I got some underwear from somewhere else, I don't even remember, but I absolutely hated how low they all sat. I feel like on my body type and shape, it's just not a flattering look. So I really appreciate the cut of all of Lounge's undies. I think it's extremely flattering, if I do say so myself. Next set, I have this one in several colors. I think I've showed it to you guys before. This is the Sustainable Luxe Balcony Bra and Thong set. They're gonna be like dual toned. The black and white is the one that I just got. I think it looks so nice on. I think I've showed it in the white and yellow and the blue. I have both those sets for sure. I think I have the red and orange as well. I really like this set. Now this, as opposed to the other cups, which just were like 2Us, which I also like the way that sits. It's good for a square neckline kind of fit. This one, the cup is gonna be more on the outside, and I really like the way that lifts, kind of pushes them together a little bit. I think it's so cute and pretty and flattering. I love the pattern. I really like the fit of these. I think the bottoms are just so nice. They're more of like a square cut right there, and I think that just looks really great on the hips. I feel really sexy and empowered in these, so big fan of the Luxe Balcony. Luxe Balcony, I like that it says the name of what you have on here, so if you want to reorder it down the road in a different color, you can go back and look at your band and see your size and even what you're wearing. I haven't seen that very often. I think it's really cool. That is very cool. Next set, we have the Bamboo Minimal Triangle. Now, all of my sheets are bamboo bed sheets because bamboo, the fabric, so soft, so soft. It's just the best thing you've ever touched, and that is the fabric that these are made out of. Highly recommend trying out these if you haven't already. They look great on. This is the set that I used to see people wear before I started working with Lounge that made me want to try Lounge, and I think these sets are just so flattering, so pretty, so silky soft. Please try these. And the navy color, I don't know, I'm really into navy right now. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Give it a try. There's so many colors to choose from. There's what, black, pink, gray, navy, olive, and red. If you want to try this one out, on sale. Okay, now we have the Royal Balcony set. This one is similar to the Blossom Balcony, but different. The cups sit a little differently. I can give you a side by side. So this one, you see how one's like square? Can you tell the difference? I don't know. It is a hair darker. I don't know if you, oh, you can tell. This one's just a little bit darker than this one. This one has an extra layer on the inside of the cup, whereas this one is all mesh. I still think this one is more of like a U-shape square neck vibe. The Blossom Balcony, love that bit. Royal Balcony is a little more of your standard cut, I would say, as opposed to the square cut, if that makes sense. Really pretty color. Got your little V-dip in the middle. Royal Balcony is gonna have this rib detailing, and the bands. Just little detail things. Check them out. See if you can find your size in the sale. Highly recommend. Hope you guys get some goodies. We love Black Friday. We love sales. It's one of my favorite parts of the holidays. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much, Lounge, for sponsoring another video of mine. I am so grateful and appreciative. And without further ado, we will continue with the Q&A. Some of this, some of that. Let's get to it. Good morning, sunshines. Today we're gonna be doing a little get ready with me, and we're gonna do some Q&A questions, and we're gonna go about the day, and it's gonna be a Q&A fun time. I already washed my face, moisturized and everything. I'm gonna pop on a little bit of sunscreen. Shiseido, 50 plus. We love it. We love protection. One question, did you go to Whit's wedding? Whitney's wedding is this weekend, and I will be going, and I'm very excited. I had to get my passport for it. It was a very last minute passport experience because my old passport expired in 2020, and I just haven't bothered to get it renewed because the pandemic happened, everything was shutting down, my passport expired, and then I just had to do the thing where you request 2 weeks before your flight, and there's a San Diego passport agency. It was a mess of a day, but it was pretty simple overall. And I did not know that you could get your passport on the same day, but I did, and that was very cool. What is the cost of living in San Diego? Thinking of taking a job in Trader Joe's and living in San Diego. I love that idea, first of all. Where I live, it is not cheap. I live more in like the suburbs, kind of settled down area, I guess. But I do love it here. And I think it's worth it. My house is a lot older. Definitely has a lot of quirks, you know? Compared to Texas though, I mean, I feel that Austin, the cost of living wasn't really like that inexpensive, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that much more than it was living in Austin, so I think it's fine. You could probably find a really cute spot, especially if you're willing to just have like an older place, because there's definitely a lot of older homes here. Austin, there's so many new builds because it's currently growing or whatever, but San Diego is very old. This is my ride or die Armani Luminous Silk. Are you going to get another cat? Yes. I'm thinking, I got Max around Christmas time. Max also died around Christmas time. So I'm thinking maybe around Christmas time, we will look for a little brother for Ruby. But I'm not gonna force it too much. I wanna find a right fit, but I do wanna get another kitty. I would be so happy with that. At the same time though, sometimes, I don't know if you guys have those thoughts. What if I just wanted to go move to Japan for a year, you know? Like, just screw it. I'm just gonna move to, that's just an example. Like, I'm not obviously gonna do that, but. And it's like, there's a lot of things you can't do when you have a life that you have to take care of and nurture and stuff, you know? Like, I don't want to just ditch Ruby off on someone. I love Ruby. So, the responsibility of another pet is something that should not be taken lightly, you know? Just a thought. Food for thought. Something like that. Why have you been so quiet on your socials? I feel like I have no awareness because I don't feel like I've been quiet. Maybe it's because I stream like 4 times a week that I feel like I'm always like on socials in a way. I don't post on Instagram much anymore. I know I'm not on my Instagram story anymore, so I think I need to revive that. I think that's a lot of like the first place a lot of people go, and if anything, you can kind of feed it to the other things. Also, if you're here watching my YouTube video, you obviously know that I post on YouTube at least occasionally, 2 to 3 times a month. So I don't feel like I've been that quiet, but with all the booming different socials now, like TikTok, Instagram stories, Instagram reels, and Twitter, Twitch, everything, it's a lot to keep up with, and I feel like I'm not doing very well at that anymore. I mean, not anymore, but like it just used to be not as much, you know what I mean? It was just, instead of Instagram stories, I would post my gym selfies on my Instagram. So I obviously posted a lot more often because Instagram stories weren't really a thing. Because before Instagram stories, there was like Snapchat stories, and I used to be so chatty and fun on my Snapchat stories, and Snapchat just got kind of weird. And then I don't even know what anything is anymore. I do apply a lot of stuff with my hands. I don't know, I just like the way it sits on there better a little bit. Where are you, blush? There you are. Invisalign update, please. I am currently wearing my Invisalign. I still love it. I still think people are like, oh, you'll get used to it and you'll stop talking silly, a little different, you know? I put on a lot of blush and I like it under my eye. I know a lot of people probably don't agree with that, but I don't know, I just like it a lot. I'm on my 3rd tray. I messed up my Invisalign the first time. They give you like 2 trays to start with. You're supposed to do like 2 weeks on each tray. I had the first 2 trays in my hands, right? And I'm going to switch to the 2nd tray. And I open them both up and I'm looking at my camera and I'm like, wait, which one was the first and which one was the second? So I put them both in and I'm like, oh, this one feels tighter. This one must be the second. I wear that one for another 2 weeks. Everything's whatever. I put the other ones like away in my medicine cabinet where I don't get them mixed up again. Then I go in for my checkup to get my 3rd tray and I'm like, oh, I almost got them mixed up. Like, is there a way to tell like which one is which? And they're like, yeah, you just look at this tiny little number written on it, and there is indeed a tiny little number on it. And then we looked at the trays I was wearing, and I was wearing the first trays. So I wore the first trays for like a month. It's just a very like, such a Nikki thing to do, honestly. So I kind of messed that up. I was a little late. I'm on my 3rd trays now. I have an appointment today in about 30 minutes actually to get my 4th trays and to do a checkup, make sure everything looks good, whatever. I think I'm doing 12 trays total, which 12 trays for 2 weeks, 24 weeks, however long that is, 6 months, whatever. It'll probably be 7 or 8 by the time, you know, I get my shit together. Blessed. That is my Invisalign update. I still think it makes me talk a little bit, like I enunciate a little less almost. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if that's what it is. Something about it is throwing me off because when I'm editing and I can tell that I have them in, I'm like irked by some of the, I can't understand, or I can understand what I'm saying, but I'm like, I bet this is difficult for other people to understand what I'm saying, you know? So there's that. Another makeup move I'm addicted to right now is putting white liner on the inside and then on the little corners. I just really like that. I think it's cute. Do you journal? Sometimes it's so hard to get myself to sit down with my feelings. Yes, and I've been doing this a lot more recently. I like having, I don't know if this is an ADHD thing, but I like having different journals around the house, like open with a pen, ready to go. And then I don't really sit down at specific times to write. It's just like as the thoughts are coming to me, I'm like, oh, let me write that out and like get those thoughts out on paper. If I'm feeling like any emotion at all, basically anything that's about anything specific, I like to just write it out. I think it really helps to like give me clarity on certain things, or just kind of therapeutic to write out, honestly. And I don't go through phases like that all the time. I'm not always journaling. So I do think journaling is a great cathartic exercise, but I don't think, I mean, for me, I don't force myself to do it, but it is really nice to do, and I make it very convenient to do so. I have these books, I got them off Amazon, like 3 books for 10 bucks or something. It was quite inexpensive, and they're just little spiral bound notebooks. They don't even have lines, they just have those dots, you know, kind of like a bullet journal, I guess. But I kind of like that, because then if you want to draw or write big or small or whatever, I don't know. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. Don't force it, let it happen naturally, but make it very easy to do, you know? Very convenient. How are you doing without Max? Are you doing better now that more time has went by? I think about Max all the time, like even more so than I thought I would. Like I dream about Max constantly. Like he is just, it's not something I forget about. Max, I always called him the love of my life, and he still is. It has been a fucking challenge, to say the least. Every time I'm sad about it, and this is kind of a morbid thought, so I don't know if it really helps anyone. We all die, you know? Everybody. No one gets out of it. No matter how much money, fame, glory, no matter what species you are, we all die. Even, again, morbid maybe, even the planet Earth, you know? Like, it's gonna not exist one day. It is what it is, and that's fine. And I am grateful for the time that I did get with Max. I am always, always, always grateful for that. But I miss Max so much all the time. And it's almost been a year, and I still dream about him. I don't, like, actively think about it as much, but if I am, I just let myself have the cry, and I just kind of let it out. I miss that boy, talk to him, and then I move on with my day. That's all you can really do, you know? That's all you can really do. Is your mental health okay? Weirdly, I don't know. I feel that like nothing's really going crazy right for me right now, but nothing's going crazy wrong. And I feel okay. I don't feel sad. And before when I felt that I was diagnosed as depressed, whatever, it was like I wasn't feeling anything, excitement, like nothing. I didn't like, everything was just blah. But I don't feel that way now. I feel like when Liz was here and we went to like these events and stuff, I felt really excited. I was really happy. I do feel like my mental health is actually in a good spot right now. And I don't want to demonize birth control whatsoever, but I do think that getting off birth control has been helpful, you know? And I can tell now, like when I track my period and stuff, I see when I'm in like phases, like a luteal phase or like PMSing or whatever, and I can match that to my emotions, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It's like very clear because I'm very regular now. Whereas with birth control, I felt like I was kind of always in a luteal phase. It was weird, I don't know. Again, I had a ton of wonderful, awesome, amazing times on birth control. I was on it for 9 years, the best times of my life I was on birth control. So I'm not saying like that's it and that's like a complete detriment, but I do feel that I feel more stable mentally this year, mental health wise, I think. And you know, it comes and goes of course, but I do feel good. I feel good. I'm almost hesitant to say it. I'm like, I do, right? I'm like trying to think. Like, no, but overall, I really do. So many of these are saying that I've been absent. I'm not absent. I'm just in different places. But because of this, I'm about to be annoying on Instagram stories. Because why? Why people think I'm not here? I'm here. I'm here. Am I done with my face? Oh, I didn't put mascara on. I always do this. I curl my lashes and then I weirdly just forget to put mascara. Anyone else? Voila, I am done. I feel that I have a pretty basic routine. I don't even put bronzer on anymore. I don't know why. I just don't. I'm gonna go put my my Laneige lip stuff on. It's upstairs. And change, and then we'll be ready. Today's fit, you would never guess, Sporty Spice. Filled up my Alani Nu water shaker thingy. And this is a Joe Brown top, white fox pants, some Converse on, of course. Literally just gonna go in there and they're gonna say, your teeth looks like some way, and then they'll give me my 4th trace, and then we'll be good to go. Woo, woo, woo. I need to stop shaking the camera so much. It is another perfect, sunny, beautiful 75 degrees day in San Diego. I love it here. We just got here. We're gonna see how it goes. Wish me luck on my teeps.
1 hour later.
Finished at the dentist. I got trays 4 and they gave me trays 5 and 6, so I don't have to go back for 6 weeks. They're trusting me to keep up with this myself. But I can do it. I have full faith in myself. No big deal. And yeah, the appointment went well. I love Dr. Winter. I love this office. The dentist is great. I look forward to coming here, which is crazy because I usually used to hate the dentist. So we love it. We're into it. It's a vibe. I'm gonna go home. Hope you're all having the best day ever.